First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
You've got two nice ones.
First of all, you ain't got no top or bottom. So you need to sit down, ma'am. Like it's pancake season over there. All right, so we are back and I'm combing through it. A lot of people are, but I want to kind of pick out little details. I'm not a legal scholar. I'm not a legal person, so I'm not going to try to compare how legitimate it is. I mean, just as a regular person with eyes and ears, I can see for myself that this lawsuit is just complete garbage. So it dropped at midnight this morning. That was the deadline. That's when they dropped it. And there is something in particular I have got to show you that I don't know if anyone else has talked about, but the hypocrisy is insane. So in here, they go through, they're going through how, Justin Baldoni engineered this social campaign of hate against her. He tried to ruin her life by getting all these people to, talk about her online. And I can't believe that. It's just so terrible, which I'm going to show you that. But we got to get to this part. They're going into and taking screenshots of regular people just looking at the lawsuits, looking at the evidence and the receipt and calling BS on her and calling her out and pulling up things in her past. This is what happens when you're a star. Remember, you wanted to be back in the spotlight. That's what she said about the SNL 50. She was ready to be back in the spotlight. I'm putting it in those words, but she used the word spotlight, and I have to, come back out here. And I talked about that before. I did a whole video on it. But look at this. So she's taking these screenshots, and there's quite a few of them. But look at this line. Nearly decade-old interviews of Miss Lively were surfaced, commenting on her tone, posture, diction, and language. Even though that wasn't just what most people talked about, we were seeing how she behaved, the context of what she was saying, her behavior has affected other people. They leave out all of that. But they're upset that a decade-old thing is being brought up. But no, you don't get to say that and say you're victimized by it when you did this. So part of what they've done, and I talked about this in my previous video, how they even began the lawsuit trying to use Justin Baldoni's own words against him. Like, it's literally his quote, right? And they keep referring to a TED Talk that he gave. So it says here, for years prior to the release of the film, Mr. Baldoni portrayed himself as a leader of the male feminist movement, writing books, hosting podcasts, and holding TED Talks on the topic. In reality, however, Mr. Baldoni's public persona is a stark contrast to his private behavior, which is replete with hypocrisy, misogyny, and retaliation. So let's go to the next one. Move this sidebar. There we go. Hold on. Why is it doing that? Let me go back. There we go. Because you guys got to see this. I mean, she just talked about hypocrisy and misogyny and all these things, right? But Miss Lively was not the only one who was uncomfortable on set. This is one of the big things she's saying. People were uncomfortable. So that leads to you suing him, trying to Me Too him, and all of this. You have no evidence in this lawsuit. These people refuse to come forward. They're going to have to be compelled to actually testify because they don't want to back you up at all. You say because everyone's attacking them and everyone's attacking you and they're scared. No, ma'am. If this was a really serious situation, if this really happened, they will be part of it. They will feel so violated and traumatized, as you and Ryan said you are, that you can't even leave the house. But I don't know, you were on the SNL thing, and I don't know. But Miss Lively was not the only one who was uncomfortable on set. And Mr. Baldoni and Wayfarer knew it. After Mr. Baldoni learned that he had caused Miss Lively and others to feel uncomfortable, he turned his TED Talk and feminist advocacy on its head. He did not hold himself accountable and other men accountable or take his own advice to be confident enough to hold their anguish and actually believe them, but instead used a louder voice to silence Miss Lively and anyone else who might speak up. That louder voice, amplified by publicists, crisis managers, media teams, and lawyers, has sought to mislead the public into believing that Miss Lively did not experience sexual harassment, but portraying her as a powerful bully who fabricated claims of misconduct in order to seize control of Mr. Baldoni's movie. The narrative is false and nonsensical in its own terms. Okay, no, what's nonsensical is you. What's false is you. But again, I just want to show you because I'm getting to a point, guys. I promise. Let's go to the next one. All right. You wait till you see this. Oh, that isn't even the part. Hold on. Because we got to get to it. Okay, here it is. They mentioned the TED Talk yet again. In 2017, Mr. Baldoni presented a TED Talk entitled, "Why I'm Done Trying to Be Man Enough." Mr. Baldoni challenged men to be man enough to stand up to other men when they hear locker room talk, when they hear stories of sexual harassment. Justin, we got to talk about Justin and this feminist thing. I hope he's learned his lesson. Okay, I hope he's learned his lesson because this ain't it, boy. This ain't it. Mr. Baldoni ask listeners, will you actually stand up and do something so that one day we don't have to live in a world where a woman has to risk everything and come forward to say the words, "Me too"? I told you they're trying to Me Too him. Now, finally, during the TED Talk, Mr. Baldoni displayed numerous screenshots of media coverage of himself from various sources as examples of his decision to use his social platform as a kind of Trojan horse, wherein he would create a daily practice of authenticity and vulnerability. Mr. Baldoni then claimed, "The response has been incredible. It's been affirming. It's been heartwarming. I get tons of love and press and positive messages daily." So they're using this TED Talk. But remember when they said they're using nearly decade-old long videos of Blake Lively? Mm-hmm. I decided to look up that TED Talk. And what do you know? Let's look at the date. In fact, let's see if we can make it real big so the people at home can see. November 2017. That would make that 8 years ago. So you're using a nearly decade-long speech that he gave, nearly a decade ago, to now use in your amended lawsuit to say people online, people like you and I, are wrong because we're picking apart a video of her or interview that's nearly a decade old. I don't know. Was the Forbes conference, was that a decade old when you actually laid out how you do a rug pull in your own words, how you trick a director that you actually just want to act, but in reality you want to take over the whole project and you need agency over the whole thing? Like, are you referring to Flossom, who finally released for the first time ever? And in fact, let me show you that. Are you seeing this interview, which was 8 years previous that she had released it on for everyone to see? She had never talked about it. She never released it, but she released it. Let's see the date here. August 10th, 2024. So although it was nearly a decade old, because I believe Flossom said it was 8 years old, but we just found out about it 6 months ago. We found out about it in August. Are those the words that people are turning back on you? Your behavior when you acted like a complete ass? You and Parker Posey, both of you, are terrible people? And this woman congratulated you on your baby bump. In fact, let me play that for you because, and if you haven't, please make sure you support her. She has her channel. I think her name is Kirsta Flaw, but if you put in Flawsome, like that's like a play on words, you can find her channel.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
You've got two nice ones.
First of all, you ain't got no top or bottom. So you need to sit down, ma'am. Like it's pancake season over there. But she's congratulating her on being pregnant. Like Blake Lively's really offended if you speak about her pregnancy or anything related to children or her weight. It's just like she's offended of the thought. So she's being nice and trying to start this interview. And she says, "Congrats on your bump." This is a woman who's not pregnant. And she revealed later why, when she revealed this, she then talked about it and revealed why this was so devastating for her, because she cannot have kids. So do you see the manipulation? So in their lawsuit, let's go back to it. And the whole thing, if you haven't seen it, the whole thing is just, it is complete mean girl. It is complete psychopathic, narcissistic. They are deranged. They are horrible people. Her and Parker Posey, which enough people are not talking about her because it is nasty, nasty work. So what did you say? What was that? Nearly decade-old interviews of Miss Lively were surfaced commenting on her tone, posture, diction, and language. But you actually did that to Justin Baldoni over and over in your lawsuit multiple times. And now, which Justin Baldoni has never meant, like, he hasn't brought that up. He hasn't brought anything about this up. You actually included her in your lawsuit as a part of the smear campaign that Justin Baldoni was waging against you. But look at this is how dumb. This is, see, when you're a narcissist, when you are used to power, when you're used to stepping on the little man, when you are used to getting your way, no one really questioning you or just bowing down because they're scared of you. When you use bullying tactics to tear another person down like this, the way they've done, and you've gotten away with it so long, never been called out because all of Hollywood kisses your ass. All of them are kiss asses that do the same thing. Not all of them, but I'm saying we know. And you're used to this. No one ever says anything. But when the internet, the regular people, the nobodies like you and I call them out and pull these receipts, when this journalist she wasn't a household name. She was devastated by this. She had never been treated like this ever in her life doing an interview. And she's a nice person. You should see her interview. She's always cordial. She doesn't try to do any gotchas. She doesn't try to go after people. And even now on her channel, she doesn't even go after Blake Lively like that. Like the way I would if that was me. Oh, child. Y'all know me. So I give a lot of props and respect to her because she just showed she was ready and felt like it was a time where she wouldn't get blackballed. That's why she held it back. She never published it. She never put it out because she was scared of getting blackballed. And this is her work, to interview stars for their movies on their press tours, their press runs. And so she was terrified of doing that. But finally, enough was enough. And she was tired of it. And she had to speak out. And so when she did, even now, she's not crucifying Blake Lively. She just gives her opinion on the different things happening and comparing receipts just like everyone else. But I just wanted to point that out. I'm looking at the runtime on this video. It's already 20 minutes or nearly 20 minutes, guys. So I am going to have to jump off of here to go ahead and so I was going to get into all the text messages, but this is nearly 20 minutes. So I'm going to do that on my next video. But again, if you want to support my channel, you can go to realmelanieking.com. I actually have the links directly to my Team Justin merch, which will be in the description box. And also it will be the pinned comment at the top of this video. And I've talked about it multiple times. I know some of you guys are like, Melanie, you always talk about it. Yeah, because I'm proud of my work. And sis got to get her coins. do you know the struggle it is to do these videos? This is not a glamorous thing, okay? I finally got my tooth fixed after like a month of it like chipping, guys. You don't even want to know. I finally had to run and go get it fixed because I'm just like, it is like breakneck speed over here. So understand, it's hard work. It's not easy. So yes, I am showing you my merch that I work hard on, but it's also because I just feel I really believe in this. Like I really have passion about this whole case. I am praying that they do not settle. We need the depositions. Like this is our case. This is every person who has seen this, seen the bullying, who's seen what Hollywood has been, the Holly weirdos, the agenda of the media. Just we have seen how these things have come together over the years, and we've really had no resistance to it. We've not been able to really bring Hollywood to their knees. But again, I always tell people this thing has tendrils in places you're not thinking. Disney has not been sued. Marvel has not been sued. Okay, whatever production companies that were on Deadpool have not been sued. Hugh Jackman, the director, like we're talking, like this is layers upon layers upon layers. I mean, all the mechanics of the New York Times. Taylor Swift, who swears she's just used. And now they're trying to put out all this propaganda about her, which let me show you that really quickly because I think every day they try to bring out all these new headlines. So then the other headlines get buried. But I want to show you this. So yeah, get my merch, but let me show you this one. Where did I put it? Because it is you guys have to see this. So you can see, I just typed in Taylor Swift, right? The top news, Jason Kelce says his brother Travis has grown up since dating Taylor Swift. So they have flooded the news about her and Travis Kelce. Look at the times on these articles. 23 hours ago, 9 hours, 11 hours, 1 day, 7 hours, 12 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 5 hours, 2 days. Okay, get a week. Let me show you. Let me see if I can. Let's see what's just been out in the past hour. Okay. Oh, wait, Jason Kelce. Yeah, there it is. The same thing. Let's see, 24 hours. Flooding. This is PR because they want to distract us from truth. They want to distract us. And they want to, keep Taylor Swift's image. I've never thought about Taylor Swift a day in my life. Okay. Until this lawsuit. So I have nothing against her personally. I'm too grown. Okay. And when I see all of this machine working, it's laughable. I mean, this is just insane because she doesn't want, when you Google Taylor Swift, they want to make sure that the search results only show positivity and her distancing herself at first from Blake Lively. Now, today, the news cycle is Travis Kelce, Travis Kelce, Travis Kelce. So they're going to hold on to that relationship because she needs it to continue to get positive press. But we know what it really is. Guys, make sure you check out my merch and also make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you on the next one.